Hey everyone, it's Jay.
And I'm Kendra, and you are watching Mood Swings the Podcast.
Yay! Oh my God,
Yay!
guys. Okay, we heard your guys' concerns. We heard your suggestions. We heard your feedback. Not sure why you want to see us, but we're excited that you want to physically see us while we do our podcast. I love it. So what we did was we created our YouTube channel. It is Mood Swings the Podcast on YouTube. Please go ahead and like and subscribe. We have one trailer on there, but we're working on making sure going forward you can also see us as well as listen to us on all streaming platforms. But with that said, hey Kay.
Hey, girl, what are you doing?
Going.
What you drinking today? What's your mood? All the 411. I need it all.
Let me just tell you, I have been on these Casamigo margaritas. This one is, I have not tried this one. It was strawberry last time, strawberry rhubarb. I don't know. It was just goodness. This one
Okay.
is Casamigos passion fruit and prickly pear. We'll see how that one works.
Prickly pear. I don't know if I want anything prickly down my throat.
I know, but it's a small can, but it packs a good punch. This is 10%, so it's a pretty good little thing, you know. But I'm interested in here. What you're drinking on today? Is it some nasty ass thick ass gin?
It's not thick gin, but the thickness is still here. And now you can see for yourself. Okay, what I am drinking is a rosé today
Oh,
yes, it's a really great summer. It's 100 degrees today. So a
yeah.
nice summery rosé is great. And it's from this great winery that I want to shout out that is local. It's called Tolinas. And it's in the Sassoon Valley. And
Okay.
it's a beautiful property. And it's gorgeous. If you get a chance, go by there, get there, try all their wines. They have so many great whites, and I love white wine. So that's right, my thing, right? And let them know that Kendra and Jay from Mood Swings the Podcast sent you.
That's right.
Cheers.
The great whites.
The great whites.
But that's a blush, though, right?
It's a blush. It's a rosé. So, rosé is generally like a blend of a white and a red
Mm-hmm.
together.
I
So
think
this
it.
is,
I think it even tastes better in that beautiful cup of yours.
isn't this cup super cute? Shout out to my girl Tamara J. She bought this cup for me as a little gift, this little wine glass. So cute, right? I love it. Wait, hold on, you guys. I have actual. Oh, my dog just looked at me
We
when I
have
did that.
soundboards.
Okay, I have.
How
Wait,
about you?
okay.
But we're trying.
Can you hear that? You can,
Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
okay, I don't have. And this is the only one I don't have. Wait, hold on. I have another one. I don't know what this one is. That's a great
Oh,
segment. We
we're
can
gonna use
use
that in the
that.
we're gonna use
Go
it
ahead,
during
Jay.
our Halloween spooktacular month. It will be filled with spooky stories and but funny, and situational issues that we probably run into during, which made it more spooky. But yeah, what?
Baby kiss, bitch. That's hella funny. Okay, wait. What's this one? Yell. And this one. Okay.
So
Awesome.
awesome. Oh, I like that one. Awesome.
All right. So, girl, what kind of mood you in today? What you talking about?
Now, okay, so I did want to talk about the last one, and I again wanted to really thank you for having that good conversation. My mood was in a funk last week, and this week I'm coming back out of it. I'm coming back out of it, and the reason for that is because we had a conversation, and this is how this whole thing came up. Um, I I was a professional latchkey kid, right?
Hmm.
And I grew up on MTV, VH1, CMC, BET, anything that was out on that time where parents were not there. That's who raised me, right? So I know almost every single song. I mean, I'm the best music trivia person to have on your team. Singing wise, knowing the lyrics,
Yes.
everything, right? But
And wait, let me say this. I feel like I also have those skills, but I'm only second to you.
but
Like
together,
you are the master, but together, yes, we'll fuck some shit up.
kill it. We was freaking kill. Oh
Yes.
my god, they were like, you know what? We can't even have it for the 10th time, returning champions. So with that, not only music videos and songs that I know, I loved commercials. And
Commercials.
you and I said that as growing up, and I should have known that when we were talking about you being, want to be in journalism as well. We love writing, scripting, making funny content. We should have been making commercials a long time ago because we would have had you guys on your necks rolling.
But
So
wait, Jay, not only commercials. What's our other specialty? When I go camping, this is my entertainment. I do this for all the folks that I'm camping. I sing the theme songs of shows from the 80s and then have people try to guess them. So theme songs are our shit too, like all of it.
do you know you guys can go onto Spotify and they have all of the theme songs that come up, and and like on road trips and stuff, instead of just singing our regular stuff, sometimes we go through those as well because, well, yeah, yeah. Sometimes you take the good, you take the bad. Sometimes you take
You
them
take
both.
them both, and then you got
You know what I'm saying? It's just a facts of life. But anyways, so don't get me on it. I'll go down a whole rabbit hole singing the shit. But so there's this song. Okay, so with my former employees, I would always have a story time with JVB, break the monotony, ask them a quick question so they can kind of get themselves out of the rut of the stressful environment that they're in. We'll
yeah,
have a discussion, change
the
their
good
mood,
boss.
and yeah, and then we're right back into it, right? So of course, I made the mistake. Then I ended up feeling stupid. I have my age range of my employees range from was born after me as well as way over me. So I
Hmm.
found a pretty good amount of people who would probably might know the song. Well, anyways, so I'm gonna ask: does anybody remember 1985 commercial from M&M's that goes, "Shit"? Now I'm thinking of "Give Me a Break." I'm thinking of Nell Carter and "Give Me a Break" from the damn TV show. But hold on,
That's some good songs right there.
I
That
was
give
a good
me a
song.
break,
I was looking for. All
give
right, so
me a break.
well, we got to get
We're so distracted. We're
like, get
so
up on it.
unserious.
So it goes, shit. See, it's stuck in my head now. M&M's.
It's
It's
Friday night.
Friday. The weekend's just begun. And M chocolate candy drop out on the fire.
So beat.
You know what,
What
Kendra?
happened? What happened?
In two snaps. No, it's just Daughter Briggs.
Beat Jay. In my
You were,
mind,
girl. You
I was on
were,
beat.
girl. We're
Okay,
gonna do
try
a
it again.
poll on that as well. Everybody, listeners and viewers, what's your beat? We'll figure that one out. But yes. So do you guys remember that song? So I asked that question and nobody knew what I was talking about.
I
Everybody,
don't even.
so I'm really good at searching the internet and clowning the shit out of people. So I searched the internet and there was nothing. There was absolutely nothing. And I started thinking, damn, am I that talented to create an entire jingle harmonies and all this stuff, a breakdown, trumpets, and shit? I know I couldn't have it up. So last weekend I was talking to you about it, and you didn't believe me as well. But then you had me
Never heard that.
and you typed in the words.
Yeah.
What popped up?
That I can't even lie. The actual commercial itself popped up with the choreography, the music. And then I started questioning my own childhood, like, why the hell don't I know this commercial? Never
What, you
seen
just
it.
like M&M's? I'm just saying. You
It
know,
must have aired one time during like a NASCAR Formula One Saturday morning type of thing and never again. Because how do we not know this? But go ahead.
it was sandwiched between the Jean Naté commercials and the International Coffee with Jean Luc. It was probably and you just didn't realize it, or it could have been with the Fruit Island cereal. See, my younger
Kia
listeners,
Yama Yama?
they're like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Right,
Oh,
right.
but that made me start thinking, first of all, I am old. I don't have the best memory sometimes. Did I make this shit up? No, I didn't. So finally, I have been able to prove my point and say but that's the reason why I'm saying it. I want to bring up the Mandela effect. So for those who are not familiar with the Mandela effect, I'm going to read it to you just so you guys are all aware of what it is. And everyone who's listening or watching has had the Mandela effect happen to them. Okay. So the Mandela effect is a phenomenon where many people collectively misremember events. I like to misremember because I remember the shit. I remember that song and I did. But they misremember events, historical facts, and pop culture. Like so many fans confusing the iconic Star Wars line. So I'll start with that one. Do you remember what that one dude, the dude who's all black, talked to the other dude and was like, dude, I'm your dad. Do you remember what the actual line was?
Luke, I am your father. Yeah. I'm your daddy boy. Stop playing. Get your ass in there and wash the dishes.
He didn't say Luke. He says, no, I am your
I
father.
am your father.
I know, okay, semantics. Well, I mean, it's each his own. No, it's clearly a different word that we remember it. So I'm assuming through all these years, people have probably created memes or parodies mocking it, and then they end up
I
using that
said it
line
wrong.
in a movie line or something to that effect.
Mhm.
Now we
Mhm.
now we attribute that to the movie, but it really wasn't. Now, same
Wait,
thing
wait,
with
hold on. That's unfortunate because you and I both know someone who straight up told us he legit named his son Luke so he could say, Luke, I am your father.
you know
So
what? We're
are
gonna
you
tell him
mean
to
to tell
change his name to No, and then it'll be fine. No, I am your father. See, problems.
really?
We're problem solvers here on the Mood Swings.
I mean, we like to do what we can do when we can do it.
Okay, well, one more of those. So let's just say, you guys remember? You guys all remember Snow White? Okay, they had
Of
45
course.
million renditions on Disney Channel. Especially if you've raised a child anywhere between the early '90s to in 2000s, you remember about the 65th Cinderella Snow White.
I was going to say the 65th doors. I was like, no, it's 7 doors. And if you say something different, that's a lie. Okay, go
That is
ahead.
correct. There were 8. No, I'm just kidding. So in that line, she looks in the mirror and she has a famous quote. Do you remember what she says?
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Yeah.
You know, right. That's what I thought. But it actually is magic mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all? But let me just tell you why it causes confusion. And this is where we have completely misremembered. It doesn't help that Julia Roberts starred in a movie with Lily Collins.
Yeah.
Yes, Rouse. She, the movie is called Mirror Mirror. It is the another adaptation of the movie. So using the words mirror mirror, even though it's supposed to be magic mirror, of course it's going to throw you off.
I see.
How about anybody, viewers and listeners? Do you guys remember the monocle on the Monopoly guy?
Yeah. Yeah. The little round little eye thing. Yeah.
I remember too, but he never had one, so I don't know how we remembered it. So what they're saying is we most likely mixed in Mr. Peanut, who wears the monocle and the top hat, and associated him with because we think the monocle top hat equals rich guy,
Hmm.
and it gives you that look. Now, again, on Ace
Hmm.
Ventura sees the guy, and he's wearing a top hat and a monocle, and he looks at it and calls him the Monopoly guy, which was super funny. And of course, again, now that's in my head, I would assume he was wearing a monocle. I'm like, no, there's no way.
I guess. Wow. That's amazing. I don't.
I know the same issues. And again, I don't have the best memory. So I'm like, wait, did it really happen? So I'm sure everyone does this as well. I have a lot of memories, especially a lot of memories with UK. A lot of memories in our childhood, and we are continually every day. We're creating more memories.
Mhm.
Where do we store this, right? Because we're only using a certain percentage of our brain, and it's stored way back here in the medulla oblongata, right? Like there. There's balls, the devil. So the memory is way back here, and we need something to trigger it: sight, smell,
Yeah.
a song.
The 5 senses.
The problem is, does the memory come back exactly the same? So what
No.
they say is, um, they they say it's called confabulation, which
Yes.
I would say confabulation.
Relation should have been me.
That was shout out to Big Forehead Vesta. She had that shit back in 1982. That song was a jam. But
Wait.
confabulation means
Confabulation. Okay.
that when you bring back a memory and you have those little pieces of the memory that's kind of fuzzy or kind of just
Minute.
dropped out, our brain fills those in
Mhm.
what makes the memory make sense. So it's
Absolutely.
not like your brain is lying to you, but it technically could have filled it in with something that really didn't happen. So I always find myself telling a story and going back to the person I assume knows that story with me and say, "Did this ever happen?" And then you will go, "Yeah, bitch, that happened." I'm like, "Well," but I can't remember because now it feels like it's dreamlike.
Yeah. So I legit have memories. I have this one very distinctive memory of going to a dump where you dump your garbage with my dad and my uncle. And we were in a pickup truck, which we never had a pickup truck. And we're backing up to a cliff. And my dad opens the tailgate and throws all the garbage off the cliff. And I'm terrified because I'm thinking he's going to back in too far and we're going to go off the cliff. I've asked my dad about this memory at least 8 times in my life. And he's always like, that's never happened.
That never happened because first of all, you trying to get me arrested for freaking dumping illegally? I
Legally,
don't think so.
but I have that memory. And let me just say this, and you're absolutely everything you're saying is 100% because back in the day when I had to go to court, I don't want to say a victim of a crime, but there was some shit that happened. And I had to go to court and I had to give my recollection of what happened along with some other witnesses. And we had to go into the courtroom one by one so that we couldn't influence each other. So I never got to hear what they said. They never heard what I said, but my lawyer said, you all said something different. And they said the eyewitness is the most unreliable testimony that one can give because of collaboration. What's it? Fabrication, masturbation.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of
Yes,
that.
that's crazy. So,
Mhm.
okay, well, I'm gonna bring up 2 more, and then we can go on to whatever we want because I just wanted to know what you guys think about the Mandela effect. Do you believe in it? Do you always remember everything as it is? Have your thoughts been influenced or your memories been influenced by?
Yeah.
And now we have a newly formed memory that happened in 1985, but now in 2025 it's skewed and changed a little bit. So
Wait, I have one example of a real life collaboration. What's it? Confabulation that you and I share with your husband, where for the last 30 years of my life,
The polka dot shirt.
can
He
I
was wearing
just
a
tell the
bracelet.
story? Can I tell the story? So
He says the Mandela effect for sure.
it's not a Mandela effect. This is straight up true. So Jay and our husband have been together forever. He's my brother. And way back in the day, before him and Jennifer were ever together, we all come from this small town. We all go to school together. I remember there was a picture that one of my friend's older sister had, and I saw for myself, and this is how I knew him. So the picture first, I saw him in a picture. He's wearing a black shirt, button up with a collar, and white polka dots. It's back in the early 90s, like maybe 89, 90, right? Then I saw him at the movies with that same outfit on, and that's how I was able to identify, oh, that's such and such from the picture. So years later, when he's dating Jay, I meet him and I'm like, oh, yeah, I remembered him. I was like, yeah, I remember you. Such and such had a picture of you. You had this black shirt with white polka dots. He's like, I don't own anything with polka dots. And I'm like, yeah, this was like years ago. He's like, I never owned anything with polka dots. And I'm like, yes, the fuck you did. I saw you in the picture. Then I saw you at the movies. So still to this day in 2025, and we're talking about when did y'all start dating?
6?
So to this
30?
day, there is still controversy in our relationship about if he had a polka dot shirt or not. And for y'all that know us from our hometown, if you have a picture of this man in a polka dot shirt, can you please call in so I can
He's right
redeem
there.
myself? Oh, is he here? Is he here? No,
He's right
sorry.
there. Don't talk about the polka dot shirt. What's that?
We love you.
It's not a polka dot shirt, is it?
No, but
Okay.
I told you I did. So that was terrible.
He just admitted it. It was his older brother's shirt, Tab's polka dot shirt.
I think I wore that.
But
He said, but he swears he only wore it one fucking time.
are you kidding me? All these years you had me thinking I was pissing. I was Mandela affecting myself and you had this shirt.
If you guys can hear him, he's talking out of the back of our studio. We'll bring him on one time as a guest. But as of right now, he was just confirming that he has conveniently forgotten for 30 years that he had that polka dot.
This is amazing. This is a major victory for me right now. Y'all don't even know. We have been arguing about this shirt for years.
I think we need to cheers one more time. Good,
Cheers. Okay. But that is a perfect example. So see, even him, that's what I'm saying. Your memory is sometimes not reliable because he was like, I remembered it was something repressed. My older brother had this shirt and maybe I did wear it once.
Exactly.
Easiness. Okay. Sorry. My mind is blown. I can't wait to call my husband and be like, remember all that shit Earl talked about that shirt? Or remember all that shit he talked about that shirt?
Wonderful.
Okay, go
So,
ahead. I'm so
okay,
hyped.
so this one's for my older listeners, ones that are in our age range, a little older like this. Now, you remember, remember it exactly how it happened. I do remember this, but this is the reason why the Mandela effect is called the Mandela effect. Okay, so
Yeah.
listeners, I just want to let you know the actual term Mandela effect came from Nelson Mandela. For my older listeners, do you guys remember he was imprisoned in the 80s and everyone said he had passed away in prison, but he didn't because he got out in 1993 and became the president of South Africa until his death in 2013. But that is where the actual term was coined, Mandela effect, because everybody thought he was dead. I mean, just like I think Play's dead, but they keep saying this motherfucker's still alive.
Play,
House
Play
party.
from Kid and Play is not dead. At least I don't think. Why do you think he's dead?
They killed him off about 3 times, and then my daughter had to school me, who was only born in 2003. She's like, "Mom, he's still alive." I said, "You don't even know who he is." And then she pulled him up. I'm like, "What? So he's still alive?" So, yeah, I
Wait,
know.
Which one you're saying is dead?
Play. Well, kid's still alive. He's, just looking like an old white woman now, but he played. I thought he died. But I think I see, and then here goes that mismembering and then the confabulation and then the merging of different information because Chris from Crisscross, one of the Chris's, died.
One of those did die.
The darker skin, right? Because there was a light skin and a dark skin, and the darker
Yeah.
skin died. And I believe he had, I think, sickle cell anemia, something like that, or lupus. I'm not sure. But he passed away, and I think I kind of linked him to Play and thought that Play died.
And see, and then if you would have around telling people that, then everyone would have started thinking that it would have caught on like wildfire, and everyone would have thought that. There is this podcast that I listened to. This guy named Spencer, and he's like a surfer kind of white dude, and he tells this crazy story, which I think is perfect for this because it's straight up butterfly effect. He it shows how it starts. He was reading an article online about how watermelon can make you lose weight. So he went and bought a watermelon, but then he went later on to Discovery Zone, where or Sky Zone, sorry, where they have all the trampoline parks. And
Uh-huh.
he's in there and he's like, I just want to bring a butter knife because I don't want to bring a knife into Discovery Zone. So he has a butter knife. He has this big ass watermelon and he has a huge beard. He's a surfer guy. So he has this huge blonde beard and blonde hair. And he had these Ray-Bans on that have this gold reflective surface on it. And he
Okay.
says all these little kids are in there, and the little kids are coming up to him and they're like, because they could see this glow in his glasses and they
My
could see themselves. And they're like, that's Jesus. And so now he's saying that word is gone now to everybody that Jesus is in Sky Zone. And so
God, with a butter knife. I get it.
with
Yeah.
the butter knife. So all these little kids are coming up to him and they're playing in his beard, they're stroking his hair, and they're like, Jesus, it's Jesus, it's Jesus. So at some point he's like, okay, I'm tired, I'm thirsty. Oh, I got this watermelon. Let me cut this watermelon up. So he starts cutting the watermelon. He's like, no, watermelon is fucking huge. And he says he looks down at the little girl, and it's this little girl, and she has tears in her eyes. And he's like, oh, do you want some? So he gave her. So next thing you know, he's cutting watermelon for everybody in Sky Zone, and he said it fed every kid in there. Not only did it feed him, but it fed him twice. So like the loaves and the fishes, like usually I don't do this, but and so I was like,
I said, and
oh,
he's thinking back going, damn, I can part a Red Sea, but I need a butter knife to cut a watermelon.
but the crazy part is that all these kids are gonna have this memory when they get older that they
Je-
ate watermelon with Jesus at Sky Zone.
They broke fruit with Jesus. I get it. I love it. I
Listen,
love it.
when I was in high school, I could have swore up and down that fucking Anne Frank came to my high school. And so I was at a party one night and I embarrassed myself by going, yeah, I saw Anne Frank in high school. She came to my high school. And everyone was like, how can Anne Frank come to your high school? Kendra, you graduated in 95. Anne Frank I was like, no, she was at my school. So I called my one friend that I went to high school with, Regina. And I said to her, do you remember when Anne Frank came to our high school? And her response was like, bitch, are you drunk? And I'm like, no, Anne Frank came to our high school. So then I had to go online and look it up. And they told me that Anne Frank like died in 1945 or some shit like that. I don't even remember, but she was not, in fact, at my high school. But in my mind, you couldn't tell me she wasn't. So I went in and I did all the research and I found an old newspaper clipping from like 1993 and it wasn't Anne Frank, but there was another like Holocaust survivor that was like hiding and shit like that. But in my mind, I thought it was Anne Frank. So that could be also like a group, like a Mandela Effect type of thing. I bet you other people
Absolutely.
thought it was Anne Frank.
Absolutely. Now, did she come on stage before or after Chili Bee with the reuse it, renew it, recycle this? Recycle this. Ah, that was a jam.
There's
Huh?
like, oh my God.
I remember a lot of shit. I'm telling you, I have a lot of shit in my brain, but I don't know if it's true or not. I mean, do I just have a bunch of fake memories in my mind? We're definitely throughout this. Well, I'll throw out a couple of memories, and you can just let me know if it happened or not. Okay.
I don't think any of them are fake. I think all your memories that you have are formed by something. They may not be accurate, but they're not fake. Something was formed. There was something that formed that memory.
Yeah. Yeah. So much experience on this earth. Things, and I think certain things that kind of relate to each other will start to meld each other into that memory because it just, like I said, just makes sense. Confabulation. Okay. So, okay. Now this one, I don't know. I don't know if the users, the listeners or watchers, voyeurs know that it's about Shaggy and Scooby, partners
Yeah,
in crime.
Scooby Doo.
Everyone completely, absolutely, including myself, remembers Shaggy with his Adam's apple.
The
Doinks.
three little whiskers and little Adam's apple and the green
Oh my
V-neck
God!
shirt. Yeah.
Kendra, okay, that is eerily crazy because I remember about 2 or 3 whiskers that would come out of that little bulb, right? The whiskers are actually from his chin, and he has absolutely no Adam's apple. Maybe he
No.
was eating a bulb of weed and it got stuck there. I don't know, but he doesn't actually have one. And I'm just looking at the cartoon right now going, "Oh, what the hell is that?" He should turn to the side. It's not there. Now, there's been multiple recreations of the cartoon by other artists, you know,
Okay.
just in playing and making this like parodies. And those ones I've noticed had Adam's apples, but I believe the original, the actual character, he does not have one. Interesting.
So the original, it could be okay. So then what we saw were okay, because I'm looking at it now. You're right. I looked at the original. There is no Adam's apple. So we've seen recreations, right?
Yes. Okay, I was gonna stop at those 3 examples, but I came across a couple more. Now, this one you guys will probably have a good conversation about Miss Britney Spears. Now, do you remember in the video she's wearing the red plastic bodysuit in "Oops, I Did It Again"?
Oops, I did it again. No, I remember her wearing like the little Catholic girl little outfit and her hair in the pigtails.
The one is "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time." That's her very first song that came out. Then she started getting a little more hot. She's wearing her hair is long. She's wearing a full on body cat suit.
She has a swoop.
She has a suit.
Okay, I
She
remember
does.
that.
Her hair's long. And you remember her little headset and she's just singing her ass off and stuff? Do you remember that?
Think so. I think I do. I mean,
Do
I
you see
remember the
where
red
it got
cat suit and I remember the swoop.
Do you see
I
how that's
can't
starting to form in your head now? And there's like, wait, I think so. And now it's going to start to become because she never
yeah.
had a headset. A lot of people
Okay, I was
remember that headset and that microphone right here and her singing. And I think the reason why is because in her performances, she wears her headset a lot. So I think they
mm,
probably just assumed that she was, but she actually doesn't. She doesn't wear it at all. But the funny thing is, let me just read this to you. That said that many can distinctly remember Britney wearing a microphone headset in the video. Her doll was even sold with one.
mm,
But after rewatching it, not one damn headset in place. How crazy is that? And that's what I'm telling you about. That contributes to the mismembering when you create product that aligns with your memory, but then it's not aligned with what you actually saw.
interesting.
Why would they put a headset on her? She didn't have it because
Right.
she usually wears a headset when she performs. So that's the reason why they put it on her on that doll.
So now to go back and put the headset on the doll, are we tapping into butterfly effect now when we do that?
So you know what? Butterfly effect is
Mm,
going to be another topic, but to me, I believe, and I haven't looked it up, but if you can look it up, I'm pretty sure the butterfly effect is the actions that you do at a certain time can change the future situation. And if you went back kind of like in time and changed it, that butterfly effect will affect you as well as others that are in your life that was associated to that particular situation. So it's like
so
me and your husband, right? And then didn't go I went to Florida with you guys,
mhm.
but then I decided to take a bus back because for some reason, now it's just you 2, and now your whole plans have changed in some type of way. I could have made all that shit up. I could have confabulated all that shit.
Wow. So this is what it says. It says that the effect is a core concept in chaos theory that describes how a small localized change in a complex system can lead to large, unpredictable, and widespread consequences later on.
Well,
So
damn.
often illustrated by a metaphorical idea of a butterfly wing triggering a tornado, it
Mhm.
signifies that even seemingly insignificant initial conditions and systems like weather, climate, or biological systems can diverge wildly and produce enormous differences in their future state.
Okay, so let me just tell you, there was a movie that came out with the actor Ashton Kutcher.
Hmm.
It's really big on that '70s show. He did like the pranks and stuff like that. So when he came out with this particular serious film, I didn't like it because that's not the Ashton Kutcher that I'm familiar with. So I kind of watched it kind of with bias. So I didn't really physically watch it, but I physically immersed myself in the. But I do remember a part where obviously I've been watching this guy through the whole movie. All of a sudden, because of something that had happened, he wakes up with no arms, and he's like, so apparently something triggered that caused him to lose his arms at that
Yeah.
time, and it would go back and forth. It was a crazy, crazy movie. Now I'm gonna go watch it again because now
So, yeah. I mean, so how you said you didn't like him in that because it was like the serious, it's just how I feel when I see the new Carlton in the new Prince Bel Air. I don't like
Hey,
New
when I do the
Carlton
new
snort
Carl
coke.
Dancing with the Stars because he's the host of Dancing with the Stars,
Yeah.
Alfonso Ribeiro.
Yeah, I like old Carlton. I like my Carlton happy, dancing, chipper and shit. That's the Carlton I love, not this new cokehead Carlton. But anyways, I
That's no, Kendra, I feel the fucking same. I was like, so is this an adaptation of it? Because this is not the show. So it's a different take on the show, a more serious version of the show.
my Carlton would
That Carlton
never.
seemed very and now Carlton was very, percussed and very like this, but there's a totally different spin on the Carlton that was on the actual drama show, which you liked him though. But I was just like, it just doesn't seem the same. Did he ever do the Carlton?
No, he's never done the car. He would never on the show. But you know who I do like? Girl, I like that Danny, Uncle Phil.
Uncle Phil,
Now
yeah,
that
he
Uncle Phil I can, you know. So I
Uncle
like
Phil
that
let
Uncle
me whip
Phil,
somebody's ass for sure.
and I like that
That
Jeffrey too,
Uncle Phil
girl.
let me
I like the Jeffrey too.
Jeff too. Yes, Jeff. I know they had a very nice house. I think Coco Jones is absolutely beautiful and stunning.
Gorgeous.
Absolutely. I love
Gorgeous.
her to death. Sure, when she was in
Gorgeous.
Disney. Okay, so back to see, we went down into another aisle, but back to this one. That was those are the only ones I wanted to bring up. But I'll throw in a couple other ones, and then I'll let you guys, as the audience, tell me what you guys think. Prince George's Tale. Did he have one? Did he not?
See, when I think about it in my mind and I'm looking at the book because I had this book as a kid, I'm remembering a tale. So what is it? Did
Mm-hmm.
he have a tale or not? But people remember a tale.
Remember a tale. See, like
Jeez.
that.
Okay.
Okay, we're never
Okay.
there. Freaking out. Let's move on. Okay. What about Carrie Bradshaw? What show was she from?
Who's Carrie Bradshaw?
Big popular about some singles that was in some type of city having a lot of sex.
Oh, Sex in the City. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Sex in the City.
Yeah. Well, it's
Or is
not
it
sex in the
Sex
city.
and the City? Sex and the
City
City.
sex and the city and not sex in the city, which I remember it as, but I never really watched it. So that could be just because the word in and on
Yeah.
sound similar that we just misstated, right? But it is sex and the city,
When
not
you
sex.
said Carrie Bradshaw, and I did watch it, I'm thinking of like Terry Bradshaw and
So
his
I'm
family.
like, the
They're little.
football player. Oh my God.
I'm like, who the hell's Carrie Bradshaw? Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Sex on the 50-yard line. Okay. So, um, okay, what about, and this is the one I really, really wanted to ask you about, which is, oh boy, I just crossed the anti-monocle monopoly guy. He really doesn't have one. So those are the type of things for people who like are into that type of stuff. They would be interested to know. Last two ones, Fruit of the Loom. Now, everybody who's had a parent who wore drawers most likely had to fold as their chores those drawers and saw the logo. They claim that there never ever was a cornucopia on the logo. And I am here to dispute that with fact. And again, you should too, seeing that for some reason you always have my dad's clothes at your house. So I look in the back and I have it, and now it's all weathered and the ink, the ink is all shredded, but you can clearly see there was a cornucopia. They say Fruit of the Loom has never, ever had a cornucopia in their logo. They say that it might be, like off brands or, people who are creating them and creating a product and trying to sell it that's not actually from the brand. So I'm assuming, so all I can think of since I've physically seen it is that my mom buys my dad bootleg drawers because I know for a fact that I've seen it. So it's not like it's not there. It's not so people, if you look on the internet, you'll see people going, well, then what is this? Then what is this? And everyone's saying it's all superimposed and all AI. I said, not the one that I have folded in my closet. That one is real. So that was a big one for me because that's where I started on my whole trip years ago about the Mandela effect because I'm like, there is no way that you're going to tell me that I have not seen that logo, and it has.
I physically remember learning the word cornucopia based
Christopher,
off the cornucopia in the Fruit of the Loom thing. I was like, that little thing you have at Thanksgiving and you put fruit in it, and they're like cornucopia. So yeah, I feel like they absolutely had a cornucopia.
right, right. And
And
so,
who's out there bootlegging Fruit of the Loom?
okay, so here's the thing. This is a particular square cheese-like cracker
A
that
Cheez
you
It.
and I freaking love.
Cheez
And
Its.
when we get into fights and we have to apologize, we will drop that shit
That's
off.
our
But
peace
no,
offering.
no, that's a real apology. You drop off a box of this on my porch. What
Right.
Costco?
Cheez Its.
Right. What the cheese is? Just like Safeways, just like Walmart's. We had to ask, the Albertsons, the Luckies. Yeah, it's cheese it. No,
Cheese
no.
It. Well, see, I don't know to be true.
Of the Cheez It in the box, so you would assume there were Cheez Its, right? But no, it's just called Cheez It. CHEEZ hyphen IT. Girl, I'm getting about
No one
Cheez Its right now. Cheez Its are in my pantry, not Cheez It. Just tell
But
you.
what I'm saying is that I don't remember it ever having an S. I don't necessarily remember it being called Cheez-Its. I thought we just said Cheez-Its in speech because we were referring to the box of cheese.
I think I never paid attention. I was too busy eating.
Yeah, right.
As soon as I saw the box, I'm just eating them anyway, so I don't really know. But then I start thinking about, okay, now that I physically see it, it doesn't look like it makes sense with the Z or the S, right? But in my vocabulary, it is Cheez-Its. So I would assume that that's what it was, but it's not. It really is just Cheez-It.
Well, I think also because it's spelled with the Z, Cheez-Its, the it the Z is the S sound. So
Right.
that's why we're remembering Cheez Its, but there was never an S. The Z did the S.
Never know Z or an S, exactly. So, and okay, so the last one,
Wait,
the
there's no
very
Z either?
no, no Z either. It's just
Wait, how's
cheese
it spelled? IT? It?
Z hyphen IT. That's it. Cheese it. Like one. It's like one big ass one in a box. That's it. You just say
Remember
one
that.
cheese it. You say that's it. One cheese it.
Yeah, I remember the Z, but okay. Okay, go ahead.
So my very last one, I'm going to skip past all of these things here to get to where I wanted to talk about because do you remember the actor and comedian Sinbad? He had a stroke.
Hmm.
He's on his way back, and I think Tyler Perry put him in the most current movie with Taraji P Henson, the really sad one, and made everybody want to just that one. He was in it. He was a homeless man in a wheelchair because he really is. Now, I clearly remember him being starring in the movie Shazam.
Shazam. Yeah, this is a popular one.
Yeah, damn Shazam, right? Yeah, we're wrong because he never ever was ever in a movie called Shazam,
He
and
wasn't the genie.
he wasn't a genie. Now, what the internet is saying is that well, again, we're pushing two things together, and Shaq was in CA. Now, but Shaq looks clearly different than Sinbad to me.
Clearly.
Okay, so but now there's one more movie that's in play here. If you guys remember The House Guest, and he was the house guest in that movie, he dresses as a genie. So now I have a physical memory of him dressed as a genie. I'm thinking of the movie Kazam, but I see the movie Shazam, and then I think I just put it all together as
Well,
Sinbad.
goddamn.
Goddamn. But see, you and I have the same one. So that's what we're talking about when the a mass majority of the population believes something. But that's what trips me out is that we all believe it the same way, though. That's the part that
Misremembering. Yeah,
misremember.
that's a really loaded term of like a group mis. Where are all my sociology majors at? Like, I
Where
need
are
some
all my
more information
gaslighters
on
at?
this.
He said, no, no, I was just cheating on you. You misremembered that you saw that on my computer, okay? No, you misremembered that. See how
Yeah,
you do?
that is a gaslighting term. You're absolutely right. You misremembered group misremembering.
Misre-
No.
There
Well, my
are
memory is so unreliable. It's very possible that I misremembered a lot of shit.
Well, I'm just gonna tell you, there are at least 55 that have been listed, and there's multiples that keep added every day of a Mandela effect. I encourage you guys to go on there. It's such a fun little rabbit hole to go down and to find out what you thought of as a child and or as an adult, and then you find out it was completely different. I think it's just
Yeah,
amazing to see those. And it strikes up great conversation, especially at bars and things like that with your friends
yeah.
testing them to see what your newfound knowledge, and then you ask them, you're going to see that they thought exactly the same way as you did, and I think that's just amazing. So
So it's
that
not
was my
that
skill.
some sort of mystical thing is at play in the universe. It's actually misremembering something. It is actually what we're saying. Okay. All right. I can get behind that. You know me, I need science and facts. So I can get
Isn't that
behind that then.
so now our next one, I'm going to be looking at butterfly effects and find out did I fart wrong and cause 3 earthquakes in California this week? I don't know. We'll find out. So guys, I'm so interested in hearing from you listeners. What type of Mandela effects have you come across? We're interested in hearing. Please email us at moodswingspodcast.com. You can also comment on our new video on YouTube, Mood Swings the Podcast. And you can also DM us on our Instagram, which is Mood Swings Podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. I'm super excited for us to have our many episodes getting uploaded and listened to by you viewers. I'm interested in hearing more from you and getting more of your collecting more of your questions because we're going to have an episode where we answer all your questions.
Yep. That'll be fun. And like I say always, don't come in here talking shit because we will block you out.
We will even talk to you. We got somebody right now trying to bust back in here, and we're like, absolutely not. He got the
Oh,
Mandela effect. He was and it's like, my friends. I said, no, that's the Mandela effect. But never my friend.
you're misremembering like a mug. Yeah.
Remembering that's gonna be my new thing. All right. Well, yeah, a little bit left of my Cosmigo, so I wanted to say goodbye, Kay, because I love you, Kay.
Love you, Jay.
Cheers. Clink,
Cheers.
clink, clink,
Clink,
clink.
clink, clink.